Thank you very much. I want to begin by saying that, I'm a born and raised Rhode Islander, like many of you. I love our state. And as troubling and scary and uncertain as we've felt over the last 5 weeks, I've never been prouder to be a Rhode Islander than I am right now. I've got to say, Governor, I've heard you give a lot of good speeches. Tonight was the best. Keep it up. Seriously. People ask me sometimes, what's the hardest part of your job as treasurer? I'll tell you what the hardest part of my job is. Sometimes I have to speak at events about gun violence right after David Cicilline has spoken about gun violence. That's the hardest part of my job. But it's a good problem to have because we are lucky to have one of the national leaders in this effort from Rhode Island, from Providence. Congressman, thank you for your work. Thank you, mayors, for all you do to keep your citizens safe. Thank you to the members of the clergy who are here tonight for giving your parishioners hope. 4 years from Sandy Hook, I have been getting flashbacks all day today about my students. I started out my career as an elementary school teacher, 3rd and 4th grade, in a community that was plagued by violence. Many of my students had been first-hand witnesses to gun violence and brought that baggage with them into the classroom. 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds who had seen things and felt things that I certainly couldn't have imagined back then, and I still can't today. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. And every time there is one of these tragedies, Sandy Hook, we ask ourselves, what's it going to take for our leaders to act? Movie theater in Colorado, what's it going to take? Gabby Giffords, nothing happens. What's it going to take? Orlando, what's it going to take? I know what it's going to take to make real change on this issue in Rhode Island. Us. The people in this room. Look around. This is the team that's going to get it done. And as much as I love seeing all your faces here tonight, I want to see your faces again in the Statehouse in January. Over and over and over again. I want my staff to have a hard time getting their work done during the day because you're being so loud out in the rotunda that they can't hear themselves think. Because we deal with a lot of complicated issues in government. Healthcare, pensions, economic development. This is not a complicated one. We know what needs to be done. And you've heard it already. All right? It's keeping guns out of the hands of domestic abusers. It's keeping guns out of the hands of terrorists. Banning high-capacity magazines, assault weapons. We know what it takes. So, I want to see you all out there. I want to see people of faith who believe that even when the odds seem insurmountable, there's always hope. And I want us all to do what we can to give hope to the people around us who are scared and the people who've been impacted by gun violence. I was asked to speak today briefly about some of the work we've done to assist victims of violent crime. Our office runs something called the Crime Victims Compensation Fund. And if you know victims of violent crimes or family members of violent crimes, we're here to help. We can cover financial expenses related to the violent act. It can be counseling, it can be relocation, it can be health care not covered by insurance. And it sounds cold and it sounds hard to talk about these things in financial terms, but don't forget that, in addition to the emotional stress that comes with being the victim or a family member of a victim, there's often financial stress as well. And one thing that we did with the support of our governor, our legislators, we passed a bill last year to expand our ability to help people relocate And the reason that's important is that there are a lot of people who are in abusive relationships who feel like they can't leave for financial reasons. So we passed a bill, Governor signed it, to offer up to $5,000 where we will pay for hotel room nights, we will pay for rent and deposit on our apartment. And since that bill passed this year, we've helped more than 100 people relocate out of households. So, look, this is a game of inches. You gotta fight for every piece of progress you can get, whether it's too small or large. But I share the optimism of the other speakers tonight. We can get this done. And it's going to be the people in this room who do it. So I'm proud to stand here with you. I'm proud to be with you tonight. And I'm going to be even more proud to be with you when you all come to the Statehouse over and over and over again.